Game 1 of this excellent TVT. Both players coming off some fantastic wins against fantastic players. To join us here in the semifinals, in the upper left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the Red Terran for Team Liquid, Clem. His opponent in the lower right, in the blue, it's none other than Gumiho. Gumiho, the Gumi God. One of my favorite Terrans. In fact, two of my favorite Terrans in this match right here. Clem earlier getting to the finals of the EU Cup. And then arguably kind of throwing game 4. Bit unfortunate there, and ended up losing the whole series to MaxPax. He did, however, get his revenge on MaxPax in this cup in just the last round. Took him down 2-0 to face Gumiho. Gumiho had to go up against Future. Future, one of the last bastions of the Americas to stand up against the rest of the world in this America's Cup. This is one of the most hard-fought Open Cups, simply because, well, it's at a decent enough time for both Koreans and a lot of Europeans who stay up late, as well as the Americans, that you get people from all over the world playing in this cup. Some of the strongest players, as we see here, Gumiho and Clem, neither of which are American, or in the Americas, or in that time zone at all. Yeah, one of the strongest European Terrans and one of the strongest Korean Terrans up against each other. And this happens all the time. We're very used to it. The cool thing about the America's Cup is that between these two, the central server on the Americas is actually like pretty decent ping for both of them. It's not great ping. I'm sure they'd rather play on their home servers, but it's pretty decent and it's pretty even too. I think central server slightly favors Clem and west server slightly favors Gumiho, but it's not that big of a difference. It was something we actually got really sorted. We all got really used to during the pandemic when all that was happening and nobody could travel anywhere. All the big events were online only. Everybody got really used to playing on the Americas server for these kinds of matches. Now Gumiho's going to try to sneak in with a couple of Reapers here, but Clem's going to make him pay for it. He's got a Hellion as well, and he's going to be able to take down both of these Reapers without taking any damage of his own. Very nice opening here for Gumiho, who was trying to be cheeky and sneaky, but got caught with his pants down. Gumiho looks like he wants to do a little follow-up pressure. But since that initial pressure didn't really do anything, a little worried that the follow-up pressure might not work too well either. And Clem even stopping that Widow Mine from going off. Has he lost anything? He lost one SCV. I mean, this is looking like a great opening for Clem. Yeah, and Gumiho, he's going to go across, I think, with the two... he's going to go across with the Marines in the medevac. The two Cyclones on the ground, perhaps. Put some pressure on. Clem, though, also building a medevac, wants to put some pressure on of his own. Okay, things might get a little bit spicy here. Whenever you've got two players both trying to be aggressive, it's going to be worse for somebody. It may end up kind of stalemating a little bit, but I don't know, I'm a little worried here. This medevac is very close to his Cyclone. Oh, nice pick up there from Gumiho. The Cyclone of Clem locked onto the Cyclone of Gumi. Gumiho going to lift up once again. Needs to be a little bit careful, though. Oh, there's a lock on. Oh, he just gets out of there. That was a little dicey. Having to go around that pillar and those rocks really helped out Gumiho. Gumiho's still trying to go for it. Look at him, and Clem's thinking about it, too. He's like, he's going to go for it, isn't he? Gumiho is that kind of player that will get absolutely held and still try to go for it. I love it. Now, Clem did move across the map. He did come home, so he might be able to come in and catch this. the meantime, though, Gumiho going to get a kill or two. Actually, a really nice, advantageous lock on there for Clem, as the Cyclone locked onto an SCV that went immediately into the refinery and broke the lock on. It really couldn't have gone any better for him, but he still lets his medevac get away with the Cyclone and a Marine in it. And that's a bit unfortunate. Clem's got a third CC on the way. Gumiho's is done. So as we enter the more mid-game stage here, and we get siege tanks out, ravens out, and the like. Feels like a pretty even game, all things considered. A little bit of annoying pressure here from Gumiho. Allows Gumiho to be up a couple of workers. Oh my god, dude. 6 hit points? Come on. Where's the Cyclone? Why is the Cyclone not down here? This is insane. If this medevac gets away, I mean, what a play from Gumiho. The fact that this medevac gets out of here with that Cyclone, and he can heal both of those up. He can just repair them. That's insane. It looks like Clem might want to put some pressure on here, but I don't think he really can. I mean, he could move out. I feel like being out on the map is never really a bad thing. I cannot believe this Cyclone made it home with the medevac. I just can't. It's actually insane. And yeah, everything's just going to get healed on up here. I thought it looks like they're repairing the Cyclone, but they're actually repairing the medevac. Vikings are looking for any sort of follow-up here, but Clem safe back at home for now. Neither player pushing out to try to, maneuver around their opponent or anything, which is kind of rare for a TVT. I feel like usually there's somebody out on the map with their siege tanks, with their ravens, trying to find a way in, trying to poke in. Right now, both the players just focused on macro and building up, maybe expecting the other player to be doing that to them. But as I say that, Gumiho is out here on the map. Reapers on the other side are dying to some Marines and some SCVs surrounding them. All right, sick. Oh, Gumiho going to try to come in from the side. He's going to shut down the tanks. There's the big shutdowns here. We have the counter shutdowns from Clem. And all 4 of those tanks, nobody's got any tanks doing anything right now. Gumiho's tanks are going to come out of lockdown after Clem's. Just a moment, but enough for Clem to clean this up. He did have to pull some SCVs, but he pushes Gumiho back very strongly. All things considered, the supplies are very even after that. Gumiho does have 1-1 finished up. Did Clem never start a 1-1? Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, man, that's like really bad. Gumiho is 2 full upgrades ahead, while his armory is a little bit late to start up 2-2. He is going to be 2 upgrades ahead for a very long time on these Marines, which is going to make taking these fights very difficult. But hold the phone. We've got a bit of a base tradey situation here as Gumiho is diving into the natural with some siege tanks and a lot of Marines, while his third base gets pushed up and out and dead. But can Clem do anything about this push right now? He's trying to build up units on the high ground, but Gumiho's not giving him time, stimming forward with those 1-1 Marines, which will win any fight against equal number Marines. CC is living though, so if Clem can hold on here. Oh, and the tank sieging up at the worst spot. Both of them dying to the low ground tank from Clem. That is terrible for Gumiho. And Clem's going to be able to come back. He might be able to push this away. He's up quite a bit of army supply. There's no escape here, as the Vikings can just kill both of these medevacs. The Vikings are going to land, and Clem cleans this up, maintains his third base. Or his 3-base situation, I should say. Gumiho is trying to put down a new 3rd command center, but it's going to be really tough for him to fight. Clem's down workers, but he should be back up very quickly with 3 bases. And I think Clem's going to be in a great spot here. Those upgrades are going to be the biggest thing, but Gumiho, that 2-2 started up very, very late, because obviously there's a lot going on. And he's down a lot of army supply, so it's not going to make as big of a difference, especially as these tanks siege up. 1-1 about to finish here for Clem. That's going to equalize the upgrades for a long time. And if if he starts up 2-2 right away, he's only going to have about a 30, 45-second deficit. Not that big of a deal. I think this game is going very, very well for Clem at this point. He's got the Viking lead. He's just killing these medevacs, which means that big stim from Gumiho, that's just a bunch of hurt units now. Bunch of splash damage friendly Marines. The tank count pretty heavily in Clem's favor, 7-4. And now that he's got the Viking lead, he can make his own medevacs and get some good healing energy happening. Gumiho does have the third base back up and running though. And in the meantime, Clem was mining a bit more, but it should pretty much just equalize at this point. Gumiho able to grab a tank there, but now he's caught in a bit of a weird spot. Good scan from Gumiho, going to be able to take down the tank here. No, he doesn't quite get that one. Finally grabs it. But I think Clem's going to be able to clean this up, push it back. 2-2's not done for Gumiho yet, so he still is just even on upgrades. And he's still down quite a bit of army supply here. He's got another group of units, though. It's pushing out. Clem wants to put some pressure on now, but Gumiho is about to have that 2-2. So this heavy Marine count from Gumiho could really work in his favor if he waits for 2-2 to finish up. Oh my god, a full medevac. That was an accidental lift up from Gumiho, and he just gets punished for it. I don't know if Clem even realized that that medevac had units in it. He was just sniping down medevacs like he's been doing this whole game. Ended up working out excellently there as he gets 8 more Marines with that medevac. Again, Gumiho's got that 2-2 finished up. Now one tank doing its best here, but Clem takes it down. Ooh, Gumiho says, I see you unsieging, though. He's going to try to jump on this, but it's down this choke point. He gets a couple of the tanks, but there's still 2 more. It looks like Gumiho is going to clean this up. It's a bit painful for him, though. He doesn't clean it up. Oh, no, it just wasn't enough. The tanks, too powerful. And those last few Marines under the medevacs, just holding on for days. GG there as Clem takes game number 1 off of Gumiho. And these guys are very, I would say, very evenly matched. Gumiho's TVT is very good, but they both play a little bit differently from what I would say is like the standard solid TVT kind of way. They can both be a little bit more, I don't know, like gung-ho or something. And I mean, it gives us some wild games like that one. I feel like that was a really good TVT. TVT in the hands of other players, maybe more standard players, is more like a chess game. But here in the hands of Clem and Gumiho, it's a bit more slugfest. It's like that chess boxing, you know? We should do StarCraft boxing. Can you imagine? Two people, computers sitting next to each other, and they could just like, you gotta like block. That'd be hilarious. I'd watch that. Or maybe you have to like stand up and walk over and hit them. But that gives them a second to like micro while you're trying to get around the table. The tables are back to back like this. You gotta like walk around. And they're like, oh, stim in, A move. Oh. Could be good. Could be good. I don't know. Or maybe you stim in, A move, and then jump up and run around to them. Force them to not be able to defend. Let's do it. All right, me and Neuro. You also have to put boxing gloves on. You gotta like stand up, put the boxing gloves on, and go over to him. Knock him around a little bit. You only get 10 seconds per boxing round from the moment you stand up. Oh man, we're coming up. This is a good game we're coming up with here. Boxing StarCraft. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Gressvon, we've got our red Terran player for Team Liquid, Clem. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, in the blue, it's Gumiho. Who do you think would be the best StarCraft boxer? tough one. It's a tough one. I don't think it'd be either of these guys. I don't think Gumiho or Clem would do very well, personally. Gumiho, I think, would do okay. He's kind of a wild player. But, you know, Clem's a scrawny guy. I feel like in a boxing match, that's not going to go well for him. He's only little. I think Zest might do well. Hero could do all right. I don't know if I want to fight Hero. You know what I mean? Oh, this is something here. Gumiho's proxy 2-racks Reapering. Standard TVT build. Clem is building 2-racks as a Reapers in his main. I think this should be like the perfect counter for Clem, but if he sends a Reaper across the map, actually, that could be really deadly. If Gumiho reserves his Reaper and waits for 2, Clem might send his first one immediately across the map, and he might end up losing it. Or it might just end up over here while he's trying to defend with 1 less Reaper. We'll see. It depends. He could also scout the racks with it. Yeah, and in fact, it looks like he's going to spot the Reaper. Oh, he doesn't scout the proxy, but he scouts that there's a Reaper right there, and it has to be a proxy. And with 2 racks back at home, I think Clem's got to be feeling real good about this. Gumiho, like, you just can't. You'll never be able to win a fight. Okay, Clem kind of messed the micro up on that one, but it's going to work out for him anyways because of the Reaper grenade and the cliff. Ooh, he's got to run away. He's going to lose this Reaper. Yeah, there's another Reaper out for Clem already, though. So Gumiho's going to lose this one as well. I mean, you just can't win this. Assuming your player plays as well as you do, you just can't win it. Another Reaper pops out for Gumiho. Oh yeah, this is going well for Clem. That might... There it is. I was just going to say that might be GG. And in fact, it was. Feels a bit anticlimactic, but what a build order win there for Clem. I mean, 2 racks in your main is not the most common build, but it is a hard counter to a proxy 2 racks. Gumiho was trying to get a cheeky victory there, at least a cheeky advantage. And it really... The turns tabled. Turns tabled on him. Clem played him like a record.